We've already found something we don't really like, and it's a sinkhole right here. So we're entering into week 2 excavating, and we've already found something we don't really like, and it's a sinkhole right here that is in the edge of our excavation. It's right outside the house line, but we're going to be contacting an engineer, working with the owner, trying to figure out exactly what they want to do with this. It's unfortunate. We've had to fix them before, and it's just one of those things that we find sometimes when we're digging. So we're going to talk a little bit about sinkholes this week. So the guys have left for the day, and we're going to just kind of take a look at what they've gotten done so far. But as we talked about this morning, we've got a small sinkhole that's opened in the side of the back of the excavation. It's outside the footing line of the house, so that's a good thing. That's a net positive for sure. But we're going to probably wind up getting with DDS Engineering, that you've seen in some of the other videos, to come out and really look at that and tell us their professional recommendation. I think I already know what it'll be, but I'm not the engineer. So we want them to tell us and explain to us what they think we need to do with it. It looks like they've moved quite a bit more dirt today. The hole is about double where it was this morning, probably actually just a little bit more. They've marked out where the sinkhole is. They've marked something else over there on the ground that I'm going to go look at. I'm not positive what that is. All right, so all they've marked out there is that's actually just a benchmark. And a benchmark is a point that we've set on the ground that could be, it just gives us a reference to an elevation. In this case, that is their basement subgrade dig out elevation. They don't have to, it's not 5 feet above it and they have to remember they got to go 5 below it or anything like it. That is their actual elevation they're trying to dig to. You can see out behind me here that what that is how far we've still got to dig out the end, because this house is going to wind up, this side and the rear behind me will both be open. You'll be able to stand here in the basement and walk right out back, walk right out the end to grade. Whereas in the front, where the bulldozer's sitting up there, you can't do that. That'll be completely below grade basement, and the garage is going to be right over here, just to the side of the track hoe is where the garage will be. They've got a small garage in the basement, but they've got a 3-car garage up there on top, and that's where it'll be at. So part of what we're doing, and we'll try to cover this just a little bit here, but part of what we're doing is that the basement walls are 10 feet high. So logic would say we had to dig 10 feet deep. Well, that's not the case. That's not what we're trying to do. What we want to do is find some level of balance, because the deeper we sink the basement floor, the further out through there that we have to go to get to daylight, to that same grade. So we started out thinking we would go about 7 feet deep up here at this highest point on the lot, and we changed that to 6 because we've got so much dirt coming out that we're actually tracking that dirt in. We're putting that in with the sheep's foot roller that we showed you last week and building that elevation up as we take this dirt out. So that we're not having to just haul that dirt off or do something with it. We're making that work for us. Here in the back, where we have to go out to daylight, we've actually got this ridge right here that's even higher. And so we have a pretty good distance out through the corn back there that we'll have to dig to get to that daylight point. So a lot goes into planning these things, and I've done this for a very, very long time. It's always handy if you have an engineer that can help design that, and sometimes we do that, especially on larger commercial projects and stuff. We have to. For one thing, it's some code-related things that make us do that, but then also it's just part of that commercial process. But with a house where we're at, we don't have to. And so we wind up trying to balance that site, figure out exactly where we're going to put floor elevation and everything, because this house, our floor joist package along with the plywood and everything is actually, it was 18 1/4 or 18 3/4 total height for the wood plate on top of the wall, the joist, the sheeting. It was over 18 inches, and so that adds even more to my elevation. And the last thing I'm going to touch on real quick today is that we want to raise this garage area pretty substantially, because we don't like putting a lot of steps in between the garage floor and the house, so that when you get out of your car, you're not climbing 7 or 8 steps to get into the house. So again, we're filling here inside the garage area to where that we'll wind up, the goal is to get it set to 3 steps. 21 inches is what we're shooting for. So if I've got 18 inches between the top of the wall and the floor joist, that means I'm only going to be down, what, 3 inches of concrete wall showing? And that'll work out pretty well, I think, and let us get just the least number of steps that we really can in between the garage and the house here. And that's kind of the gist of what's happening. We will continue to check back all week to kind of see what progress looks like, and keep track of what's going on here. So it is like day 5 or 6, I think, of excavation, and the guys are still moving dirt out of the basement hole. We're part of what comes out is going back in around where the front of the house will be, just to try to keep from digging so deep. We've got a lot of dirt on this thing, and we're going to go out here and clear a little bit of this fence row out front. We can't really see getting in and out of the driveway, and we're going to take that back just a little bit, because one of the next things that'll happen is this driveway behind me going up the hill, we'll actually get this thing undercut and start putting rock on it, getting our roadway built into the job. I'll show you this fence row real quick, but just right up here at the front beside the porta pot, that fence row, we're going to peel that back some. All right, rain delay. I'm gonna get started back here in just a few minutes, but it may wind up doing any more basement digging for the day. I'm not sure. It's already rained, I don't know how much, but a fair amount's already fell, and got the ground pretty muddy here. So again, we're just filming what goes on this job. This is what goes on. This is July 1st, 2025. It's on a Tuesday, and we had a pretty good day yesterday, but a early afternoon rain shut the guys down yesterday afternoon. So a job that might take 2 weeks of straight 5-day-a-week, 8-hour days turns into 3 weeks and even a month really quickly. So when people don't know why things get done faster, this is why. Once we get a house, a commercial building, whatever the case may be, dried in under roof, things can move on with a little bit more consistency. But even at the time we do that, sometimes that's really kind of mess some things up, because if we've planned out our calendar, and we do, on, hey guys, we're probably a month out on starting this, you know, say the plumbers, for example. The rain delays and everything during earthwork and framing of the building have delayed it. Well, we've pushed them back, and that may really interfere with their schedule, and change everything about the next phase of the job. So this is just the real world. The rain is slacking up. I'm gonna drive up to the truck, honestly, and put the camera away and get back at it. I'll show you real quick. So we have cleared quite a few of these trees out along this fence row already. And so now that we've got those cleared, you can see a little bit better out the driveway. We've still got some more work to do on it. There's some fence in here we're gonna have to cut loose and things. So just kind of, that's the progress. We're gonna keep on with that today, and don't know that I'll be checking in on the job tomorrow just because of another event going on. But I definitely will probably check in on everything Thursday and let you know. And Friday is July 4th. So see, that's another one of the things. Nobody's going to work Friday. I would, but nobody else is going to. So anyway, we'll see you here in a day or so. So it's Thursday, July the 3rd, and they are continuing excavation. It's kind of the same thing, just a different day. The sinkhole, they've got it marked where it was. We'll wind up having to dig that out because it's not collapsed anymore. It's definitely there, but they've dug out past the back wall several feet past where it was at. It's not gotten any bigger. It's really just a little depressed area, and we'll wind up, once they get that completely excavated, having to take a look at it and see what's there. All right, so got my brother here with me, but that's a wrap on week 2 excavation on this site. We got this fence row cleared out a little bit. You still can't see really good out of here. So we've got a little bit more that we're going to do to that in the next week or so, and get that thing cleaned out a little bit further down. They're going to keep digging. See you next time.